our next guest, no introduction, because no matter how much send me a bio, she never did. But she is the most politically savvy and biting female impersonator I've ever met. I don't know where she came from or what she did before she got here, because she didn't send me nothing. All I know is she's become a dead ringer for playing BR locally in the TV Land live shows that they've been doing over there, Footlight Theater, and of course the crowning jewel in a drag queen crown that Kenny and I cast her in the Sharon Wanzie musical Monorail Inferno as the cross-dressing suicidal Disney tour guide. Ladies and gentlemen, she is here tonight to add, finally, a religious element to our showcase. She is Divine Grace.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, so good to see you, kind of. I miss you guys so much. I miss you.
You're wonderful. You look splendid.
This is how I woke up. No, this is what I do. You know, I'm not even kidding you. I've been trapped in this house for 74, 75 days because I'm not a germaphobe or anything like that, but I've been so terrified to go out that I've been like, no. Cannot be bothered. So I have literally been walking around like, you know what? I've got a costume in the house. Put it on and make breakfast. Why not?
That's perfect. Well, tell us where you did come from, because you've been here in Orlando for how long?
I've been here for now 7 years. I can't believe it. 7 years. I moved here from New York City, where I had a career. It was fascinating. I moved here out of, I followed my heart and moved here out of love. How did that turn out? But I never expected when I moved to Orlando, to a red state. I moved out of New York City, so moving to a red state was like, shit, like, what am I doing? And I got here and realized that basically Orlando is in many ways it is sort of New York City. You have this huge proliferation of actors, singer, dancer types that I did not expect because of the theme parks and whatnot. I did not expect this would be such an artsy fartsy community.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Well, aside from being a female impersonator and lip syncing, you're also a very good actress. And tell us about what people are as B. Arthur in these shows you've been doing recently. Tell us about that.
So when we went into, I've told this 1,000 times, so forgive me for those of you who have already heard it, but when we went into rehearsals for Golden Gals live, I got cast as B. Arthur, and who doesn't want the Dorothy Zbornak role, really? Like, seriously? So I got the part, and I just gotten out of the hospital. The whole thing was just my mother had passed. The whole thing was just a mess. And we're going through the read-through in a very sort of somber, Ginger Minch, who plays Blanche Devereaux, had just lost her grandmother, who was very close to her, so it was sort of dark. When we all got together, we're doing the read-through, and I'm tired, and and Mr. and Miss Adrian, who played Sophia, because if Sophia does not work when you're playing Dorothy Zbornak, because it's basically a sister act, it doesn't work. And she was fantastic. She turned around to me at one point during the read-through and went, "How long have you been rehearsing this?" And I said, "Every Saturday night since 1985. I never realized how much of Divine Grace was built on the back of people like Bette Midler and Stevie Nicks and these sort of theatrical huge characters. I never realized how much of B. Arthur had infiltrated my my character of Divine Grace until I started playing it. It was just getting on stage, bringing my voice to an even lower register, and just, the slut is dead, long live the slut. It was a breeze. And doing these shows with Golden Gals Live, with Ginger Minge, Gidget Galore, Mr. Miss Adrian, Doug Bowser, being able to do these shows it reminds me of like the Carol Burnett show. Do you know what I mean? Where it's this strong ensemble where everybody loves each other, they get along, and it's like Will and Grace in the sense, that ensemble, where everyone's just getting on stage and playing. We get to play and have a good time at every single show, be it Golden Gals or Roseanne, whatever. We all sit in the wings. Like, you don't go back to the dressing room and hang out until your next scene. You stand in the wings and watch, because we have such a good time. So what are they going to do tonight? It's fantastic.
That's the reason doing theater.
Yeah.
Well, set up, mention Stevie Nicks, and I know that's a clip that we have of you. Could you set that up for us? Tell us about the event. And
I was working like a graveyard shift one night in a convenience store back in the 1900s, and Edge of 17 came on. And I grew up with Stevie Nicks as like the queen of rock and roll on MTV, that sort of thing. I'm old enough to remember when MTV started, and she was a big deal. And I got it, but I wasn't totally into it. And I heard that song, and went, I've got to do this song at my next drag show. And I bought the box set. And I got completely sucked in to her music. And then as soon as I moved to New York, I got involved with Night of a Thousand Stevies. And I've been with them. I think this year will be my 18th year with them. It started off mostly like Wigstock. It started off mostly drag queens, and then it blew up into something like performance art, dancing, live vocals by cisgendered, non-drag, non-binary people. And so they keep begging me to come back because we need a drag queen. Drag queens don't know who Stevie Nicks is anymore, unless you're Lee Shannon. So I am, by the way, I just want to point out, because I do Bette Midler and Stevie Nicks, I am Orlando's preeminent Lee Shannon impersonator. Bless her heart. She must hate me. Oh, who's this bitch?
Well,
Can I get a job at Hamburger Mary's?
yeah. Back there again, because you're the other person you do is Bette Midler, which she holds a claim to as well. God bless her, as you say. What is it they say in the South, Kenny? Bless her heart, right?
Bless her heart.
Yeah.
God love her.
Which means
fuck you.
exactly. All right, let's see Divine at Night of a Thousand Stevie Nicks.
Oh, thick and juicy.
Oh my God. Thank you, Miss Hattie. How is everybody doing tonight? Oh my goodness. They said Crystal, and I said, okay, bitch. I was so happy to be part of this festivity. Again, this is my 11th year, that I even wore a float. All of it. This is, eat it. All right. So generally, here's the deal. I alternate each year between singing poorly and lip syncing. It's another one of those lip sync years, but let me tell you. Each year, it seems like every year I come out here with some bitter, bitchy song. And I have some man in my mind. I'm like, that son of a bitch. I'll show him and I'll do this number. No, no, no. This year, ladies and gentlemen, is all about you. I have to tell you, I look forward to this 364 days out of the year. There's nothing like it. I try to explain to people and I'm like, it's like Trekkies for Stevie Nicks. That's right. Well, welcome to Comic-Con, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this.
What'd she say? Fat and wet or what? No. Listen, if there's 1,000 Stevie Nicks, how long does this event take for them all?
6 weeks. We are there at We are there at Webster Hall for 6 weeks. No. It's literally, when I first started the event, there was just a couple hundred people at a bar in the East Village, and it kept growing. Like the Knitting Factory, the Highland Ballroom kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now we're Irving Plaza. We branched out. We are a chain with a gig in New Orleans. You have 1,000 Stevies are the people in the audience, which are now around 1,200 people or more. But the gig starts at around 9 o'clock. The show starts really around 10 and goes on until about 3 or 4 in the morning. And it is the most joyous, happy, like there's never any pushing or fighting. Like you have all these people drunk or high or whatever crammed into a room, and it's just the most joyous, loving. It's like being at Comic-Con where everyone's like, yeah, I like this too. And we're all having a good time. I love it. You can't go wrong. I could literally have a heart attack and shit the stage, and the audience would be like, yes, yes, yeah, she did it. She killed.
So same length as the pageant at the Parliament House, right?
Switching from Stevie, you also do an incredible Bette Midler, right? Yes.
She has been since I was so I'm a twin, and since my brother and I were little boys, I remember one night my mother coming into our bedroom and waking us up and saying, "Boys, get up! You have to see this crazy lady on Johnny Carson." And we came in and she was nuts and whatnot. And then I grew up in the 80s, so she was the biggest name in Hollywood. So she had a movie coming out or two every year for a hot minute. And you go to the movies and watch a Bette Midler movie. It was that sort of broad, over the top, sort of to the back row sort of acting was considered okay at the time. And I fell in love. I fell in love because there was someone who was not conventionally pretty, who looked a bit like she might be an outcast or one, but was saying like, "I'm fabulous," and I thought, "Me too. I can do that too." And Beaches came out when I was going through puberty, and I saw it, and I saw her character Cece Bloom, and went, "That's me. That's who I am. I relate to this character," and I fell in love, started getting everything I could get. And then because of her, fell in love with big band, with 40s music, with doo-wop. And she's my idol. She's truly the person who's brought me the most joy on this planet.
Wonderful. You have a bit of story about going to her Halloween party, don't you?
So I got invited from a friend because it's a fundraiser. Like you don't get invited, you buy a ticket, but it's like $600. At the time it's like $600 ticket for a dinner and a show at this fundraiser at the Waldorf Astoria. I got to go. I just said, well, fuck it. If I'm going to go, I'm going to go as Bette Midler. To see me, she's going to go, oh, well, anyway. So I built this huge Winifred Sanderson Hocus Pocus costume. It was a lot of labor. That's not an easy costume. And I show up with my friend who got a ticket for me, show up, and we're on the main floor. We're up in the rafters. Pardon me. We get down the floor just to sort of stargaze. And I see a woman going like, and another woman turns around, and it's Kathy Najimy, who played Sarah Sanderson from Hocus Pocus. And she looks at me and says, with motions to me, come here, come here, come here. And I sheepishly walk over to me. She grabs me quite firmly by the wrist and says, she has to see this, and drags me through security to Bette Midler's table and said, Bette Midler, Bette. And Bette finally turned around and went, She drags me over, and it was the greatest compliment I've ever been given in my life. Bette Midler, and she's very short, and she's in platform shoes, and she's still like this to me. And she looks up with a crooked finger and goes, "You know, I've seen a lot of these. This is the best I ever saw."
Oh,
'Cause I bought a ticket, I'm sure. But I ended up winning Best Costume at Bette Midler's Halloween party. And the judge was Michael Kors. So you can't, like every Halloween since then, it's been a complete disaster. It's been like, how do you top that?
wow. That is quite a story. Life is downhill from there, isn't it?
And here I am. Coronavirus.
Okay. It'd be one thing, but then to have Kathy and Jimmy thrown into the mix for good measure. It's just such a delicious story. Well, this clip, I do want to say to the people watching, this is not the best clip lighting-wise for you. Right? There's a little pool of white light in the middle of the stage, and then a lot of red, and you walk back and forth, and it's so the visual quality is not so great. But
sorry.
No, wait. I would have said no. We would have said we can't use this, but we all were watching. We agreed. It's one thing to lip sync to a song. Okay, you know the beat, you know the. But in this clip, you have these long-winded Sophie Tucker stories that Bette Midler is telling, and what makes this clip worth watching, aside from how much you like her, is how absolutely succinct, perfect your lip sync is to these long-winded stories. I mean, how do you? I can't even conceive.
I can listen to a new Bette Midler album or concert and know exactly what she's doing with her face. I have studied her for so long, and so like I'm insane. Clearly I'm insane. I've studied her so much that I can listen to a song and I know exactly what she's doing.
Let's see.
She's my sister. She's my daughter. She's my. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my friend. Give it up for Miss Divine Grace. Clap your hands.
Up here on my feather perch, sweating like a whore in church. Boy, it's hot in here. Air so thick I cannot breathe. Hotter than Tel Aviv. If I'm not dead, I know you'll breathe. Boy, it's hot in here. Every time I'm all dressed up and looking like me. Temperature's not to the top, and I'm emitting steam. It's as hot as it can be. 90 plus, just like me. What's up in the head you wanna see? It's hot in here. I'll never forget, my boyfriend Ernie was away on retreat, searching for his inner child, when I discovered I was in need of physical attention. So I rushed on down to the saints be praised nursing home, where I can still turn my head or two. Sure enough, there was old Mr. Cornfeld. He said to me, "Soph, tonight's the night we have relations." Well, we were laying in bed afterwards, basking in the afterglow and sharing a pell-mell. He said to me, "Soph, if I had known you were a virgin, I would have been so much more gentle with you." And I said, "Well, if I had known you could still get it up, I would have taken off my pantyhose." Yes, I did. I'm cool, I'm feeling great. When she gets some stage bed, I start to incubate. My girlfriend, Clementine, at the age of 89, decided she needed a little more excitement in her life. Decided she wanted to join the Hells Angels Bikers Club. She sashayed up to a big, scary-looking guy and said, "Young man, I would like to join your organization." "Don't be silly, old lady," he said. every night after playing pool with the boys. You gotta smoke too, says the biker. Oh, says Clementine, does marijuana count? Because I burn 2 or 3 doobies every night after playing pool with the boys. Well, now the biker's starting to get a little anxious. Beads of sweat are forming under that mustache. He says, you don't get it, old lady. We're the toughest gang in the whole state. Most of us have been in jail. Have you ever been picked up by the fuzz? No, says Clementine, but I've been swung around by the tits a few times. It's hot in here. I'll never forget it, you know. My boyfriend Ernie said to me, Soph, if you could learn to cook, we could fire the chef. I said, Ernie, if you could learn to fuck, we could fire the chauffeur. Oh, I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. Salty songs and dirty jokes put my daughter through private school. Oh, but it does take a toll on you. Oh my God, I'm exhausted. 2 years of this. How does anybody do this day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year? Come back, Celine, all is forgiven. Oh my God. Cher, Elton, anybody. Donnie and Marie cross the fucking street. Help me out. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. Oh, it's coming, I know. Oh. I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, they couldn't pay me enough. Yes, they can. I'll never forget it, you know. I was walking my Chihuahua puddles with my girlfriend Clementine and her Doberman pincher. We came to a bar and Clementine said, ooh, let's go in for a pick-me-up. I said, Clementine, we cannot go into a bar with these goddamn dogs. She said, don't be such a stick in the mud. Follow my lead. And she put on a pair of dark glasses, and she and the Doberman pincher walked into the bar. The bouncer stopped her. He said, sorry lady, no dogs allowed. She said, you don't understand. This is my seeing eye dog. The bouncer was stunned. He said, a Doberman pincher? Yes, says Clementine. They're using them now, and they're very good. Well, he let her in. So I figured, what the hell? I put on the dark glasses. I got the Chihuahua by the leash. I walk into the bar. The bouncer stops me. He says, sorry, lady, no dogs allowed. I said, you don't understand. This is my seeing eye dog. The bouncer was stunned. He said, a Chihuahua? I said, they gave me a fucking Chihuahua? That's what keeps them coming back. That's what keeps them coming back. That's what keeps them coming back. You know, I've been telling these jokes for 40 years. Oh my God, no, please, I only bring it up because I want to point out to you that I've been telling them for 40 years and you've been laughing at them for 40 years. Oh my God, even though you heard them a million times, you laugh anyway. If that isn't unconditional love, I don't know what is. So thank you so much for enjoying it. That's the story of that's the glory of love.
Eat your heart out, Sutton Foster.
You guys, everyone watching, please donate donate to the link below. I appreciate you guys so much. I thank you so much for everything you're doing. It's a big deal. And it doesn't go lost on us that you're doing this. Thank you very much.
You can come back. Forget about the clips because you're just too delightful to talk to. All
Well,
right.
cheers.
Thank you for being
I
with
love you
us.
guys.
We had donations from a